Poverty is not just the absence of money, it is the absence of options. Eh? It is a condition shaped by environment, opportunity, mindset, systems, and generational patterns. Poverty affects the body, the mind, and the spirit simultaneously. Eh? It is not simply economic. It is emotional, it is psychological, and it is structural. To understand poverty is to understand how people become trapped in cycles that are bigger than individual effort. Poverty limits choice. It forces people to think day to day instead of long term. When survival becomes the priority, dreams, planning, and creativity shrink. Poverty is not laziness, it is exhaustion. It drains mental energy because every decision becomes a negotiation. Food or bills, rent or school fees, work or rest. The poor often pay more for life than the rich. Higher interest rates, higher stress levels, lower quality services, and fewer safety nets. Poverty is also geographical. Where you are born shapes the opportunities you will access. It is social. Connections often determine who gets ahead. And it is also generational. Trauma, lack of education, and limited resources passed down like an inheritance no one asked for. Psychologically, poverty rewires the brain for survival. The mind becomes hyper-focused on immediate needs, reducing the capacity for long-term planning. Chronic stress elevates cortisol levels, leading to anxiety, impulsive decisions, and emotional fatigue. And the cycle continues because fear replaces creativity, scarcity replaces ambition, survival replaces strategy. People in poverty develop tunnel vision, not because they lack intelligence, but because the brain deprioritizes anything that doesn't ensure immediate security. This is why breaking out of poverty requires not just income, but mental restoration and emotional stability. Spiritually, poverty creates disconnection from purpose. When the soul is burdened with survival, it struggles to express creativity, intuition, or even vision. But poverty also carries a paradox. It can awaken resilience, empathy, and inner strength that wealth cannot teach. However, spiritual growth alone cannot erase material suffering. True upliftment requires alignment, healing the soul while transforming the environment. Poverty dissolves when opportunity, mindset, and purpose converge. In short, poverty is not a simple lack of money. It is a multidimensional condition rooted in systems, psychology, and circumstance. To overcome it, people need more than income. They need access, they need stability, emotional support, and inner renewal. Very important. Poverty ends when survival is replaced by possibility. My people, heal. Heal.